It's an absolute delight to welcome to you, all of you, to this session after a long time. The session of Right Circle, as you know, hosted by Prabha Ketan Foundation, Radisson Blu, and Lokmat. So, if you aren't already, which very few of us are not aware about Prabha Khetan Foundation. Khetan Foundation is a Kolkata-based NGO which was founded by late Dr. Prabha Khetan, who was a renowned author, philanthropist, and an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur in a way that she was the flag bearer of women empowerment, breaking all glass ceilings. PKF has its presence in 45 plus cities, India and overseas. And you can think of PKF as a beautifully curated library or a bookshelf with different initiatives as different books covering all facets of literature, art, and social uh, impact. Like Kalam, which we started with, brings Hindi authors and Hindi readers together. Akhar celebrates regional literature, proving that words just transcend all language barriers, while Universe Writes brings international authors to you. Kitab gives you an exclusive seat at the table of book launches. Sur and Saaz celebrates music, and while Rang Manch celebrates the timeless charm of theatre. In Chaupal, you can talk to the luminaries of the non-literature world. I mean, so that you just don't stalk them on social media, can actually speak to them. We give you an opportunity without a conversationalist. We install libraries, sanitary dispensing, sanitary napkin dispensing machines in schools, and senior citizen helplines, and various other verticals. Now, to come to these two young achievers that we have, the young blood after a very long time, Vasundhara, our author for today, was born to Tamil father and Maharashtrian mother. So you have both Tamil? Okay, then please, Wikipedia. Really? Oh, I'm so sorry. So we have a purebred Tamilian here. She took part in the Miss Chennai contest, okay, and was crowned Miss Creativity, following which she took up modeling. She began her cinematic journey with the 2006 Tamil film Vatram, and that is the last of the movies I'm going to talk about. For the, just not to spoil it, the pronunciations. But her versatility has been showcased in 16 plus movies, and her performances have consistently demonstrated depth and authenticity, earning her a very respected place in a Tamil industry. Beyond acting, Vasundhara has ventured into the literary world, authoring this gripping thriller, The Accused. The novel not only highlights her storytelling prowess, but also her ability to craft suspenseful narrative, which is pretty difficult if anybody has tried writing. And, uh, and of course, she's a content creator, a certified book nerd, quintessential hustler she is, the Gen Z hustler, and so is our Asawari. The conversationalist, Asawari Deshpande is our prized and most charming compare of Nagpur. She hosts corporate and private events. Also, she has hosted for the government departments like the National Highways Authority of India, MIDC, PWD, Ministry of Culture, Ministry of Travel, Tourism, Ministry of Defense, amongst others, and also for the CM of Maharashtra. And she has, of course, interviewed many renowned authors, including Jerry Pinto, and, of course, Kajol. So, I welcome you, Vasundhara. Vanakkam. Did I get that right? I request Parveen, Ehsaas Women of Nagpur, to please escort both of them to the stage. Can we have a round of applause?
Thank you for the lovely introduction.
Yes.
Thank you so much,
Welcome to everyone.
Priyanka. And thank you so much, Prabha Khaitan Foundation, for this lovely opportunity. I'm really glad to be here. And a very warm welcome to you to our warm city. The summers are about to begin, and Nagpur is actually getting hotter.
It's pretty close to Chennai, so yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'm getting used to it.
So, as it happened in the introduction, Wikipedia says you have a Maharashtrian mother. What's the story then? We would like to know.
No, I think there's another Vasundhara who's also an actor
Oh.
who's got similar, because people, it's not a very common name there.
Yeah.
So people keep mixing the two of us up, even though she's like, I think maybe like 15 years older than me, I'm not sure. So, but that keeps happening a lot.
Okay.
And I keep trying to correct it, but yeah,
So you're both
I
parents.
have given up. They're both from the south.
Okay.
My mother's, there's a word Purvigam, ancestry. That's from Tanjore
Okay.
and Tirunelveli. And Tirunelveli is my father's ancestry. So both are next to each other. So we've barely been there.
So you were born and brought up.
I was born in Delhi. I've been brought up in multiple places because we've had my parents at the bank.
Okay.
Transferable jobs, so we keep moving from place to place. So yeah, multiple places, but born in Delhi.
So your education, schooling mostly happened in a lot of different cities.
Yeah, same school because sometimes we get transferred in the middle of the year and also SBOA.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a chain of schools, like different branches. So same school because that way it's easy for me to just pick up and continue.
Yeah.
But yeah, in various schools.
How did acting happen then? Were you always interested in acting since school days?
We were barely allowed to watch movies. I come from a very
Traditional.
yeah, from a very academically forward family.
Okay.
They're all like, no, study and then go abroad and become something big there or become a doctor or engineer or something like that. But I was interested in fashion designing.
Oh.
And when I was in my 12th, there was a Miss Chennai contest, just like Miss Mumbai, like all of that. So there was a Miss Chennai contest, and the people who were designing the outfits, they were the heads of departments of the college that I wanted to go to.
Oh. Okay.
So coming from an academically forward family, I was advised to go there, compete, and then get to know my teachers beforehand so that I would have an edge in the entrance exam.
Okay.
Yeah, so
That's a very Tamil thing to do.
yeah, get to know your teachers beforehand. That way, when you go there, they'll remember you and all of that. Yeah, and I was one of the finalists, in the first round of finalists.
Wow.
So the photo came in the paper, and like a few days later, I got a call from one of the very big directors at the time in Tamil Nadu. And when I speak Tamil, I speak very fast. So he was like, okay, you speak really fast, speak faster. And then he was like, okay, this character matches. And that was just it.
Oh.
He was the most random thing. I'm like, okay, so am I not going to do my entrance exam? No, I have no idea what's happening. But yeah.
That was amazing. And then from acting to modeling, how did that transition?
Modeling was first because when I was doing Miss
Okay.
Chennai, I was also doing modeling because I wanted to get better at it. So I actually had a chance to get to know people better. So I was just doing modeling with the same group of people.
Okay.
So modeling was first, very short-lived. But that was first because when I got into acting, I was only modeling till I started shooting.
Okay. Yeah.
So for like maybe a few months.
And then writing, I mean, were you always writing something, scribbling or blogging or maybe something, and then this book happened, or?
No, I've wanted to be an author since I was 13 years old. I wanted to be a writer. I used to write poetry, short stories. My first book, my first giant fat computer that crashed when I wrote it. So I was like, oh damn it, that's lost. But
It got lost.
yeah, because the computer crashed. And nobody was tech savvy at the time. I was like 13. Nobody was tech savvy at the time, so we did not know we could get it back and all. So I've always been interested in writing. Acting just happened by chance, but I've always been writing behind the scenes. But I just never had the courage to actually finish a book, stick to an idea, finish the book, and then send it across. And actually, because when you send it across, you're making yourself extremely open to rejection and criticism.
Yeah.
It's a very vulnerable position that I was not very comfortable being in, because being in the film industry, you learn that you should never put yourself in a vulnerable position.
Yeah.
So during COVID, I managed to finish the book because I was bored. I was very bored. So I managed to finish the book, and then that just happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
But one thing, what I realized was this is crime and thriller book, and this genre, particular genre, is highly unexplored by female authors. I mean, the last time that I read crime thriller, which was written by a female, was Agatha Christie. I'm highly not in touch with this genre at all, and so it came as a surprise. So why thriller? I mean, it takes something, I don't know, something very special to handle this kind of a story.
Um, it's not like I'm only going to write in this genre, but for me, I read a lot of thrillers. I read a lot of specifically psychological thrillers,
Okay.
wherein it's like, the stories that start off with what happened. The reader knows what happened. So it's not who did it,
Ah.
but why and what led to it,
Yeah.
and what all the circumstances. Because there's this belief that what is that? Only certain kind of people are capable of murder or something like that, or of violence.
Yeah.
But there's this thing that anybody can be driven to it, given the
Circumstances.
the most wrong circumstances.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, when I watch the news, which is nowadays terribly morbid. It is terribly morbid. But when I watch the news, I'm always wondering, but why? Okay, we know what happened, but why? The
Yeah.
reason they're giving is not justified enough.
Yeah.
Why? So I just wanted to explore that when it comes to this story.
Okay. But to write a mystery, that to a murder mystery of all, you have to be a very mysterious person yourself, or because your personality comes across as a very sweet and bubbly kind of, very talkative. So somebody, I mean, if somebody meets you and they don't know you're the same person, they might not be able to guess that you are the one who's writing such a thrilling story.
I've always wanted to be like that cool, mysterious, you don't know anything about her kind of person. But unfortunately, I have like a golden, whatever personality, like a golden retriever personality. It just ruins everything for me. I'm like trying really hard to be mysterious, and then I open my mouth and it's gone. So, but yeah, no, I feel like I'm hoping that the contrast helps in some way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope it helps.
You put up this really nice, cute face, and then in your mind you have all sorts of mysterious
Why would he
thoughts.
kill her? Like, yeah.
No, but honestly, I mean, as kids, we all read Arthur Conan Doyle because it's a part of our school curriculum at some or the other level.
Yeah.
Then I remember reading some of Lee Child books, because those were like really famous, and in every bookshop they used to be in your face, so
Yeah.
very hard to miss them. Compared to that, I haven't come across many female authors who have excelled in this format. So, what is your take on this? Do you think females can excel into this format, or they are really good at keeping this gripping, thrilling mysteries alive in the story? Or have you come across any author who you think, oh my god, this is mind blowing?
Yeah, I do have a lot of favorite authors in this genre. My most favorite would be Lucy Foley. I'm actually currently reading her latest release.
Okay.
And there are, I feel like female authors when it comes to thrillers are terribly underrated, because abroad, especially if you look at Japanese literature, or if you look at more like Icelandic Scandi noir literature,
Yeah.
there's a lot of female authors there. And I feel like internationally also there's a lot, especially in the psychological genre specifically, there's a lot coming up.
Okay.
Like, for example, Gone Girl is a thriller.
Yeah.
It is one of the best.
Yeah.
And The Girl on the Train as well.
Yeah.
So, Paula Hawkins. And it's just, I feel like in India, there are a lot of female authors who are underrated when it comes to the genre. And I feel like a lot of us need to explore more, because, I mean, the news is enough inspiration. So,
Yeah, that's I mean, really unfortunate, but
unfortunate,
also
but it
true.
helps for content.
Yeah. So coming back to your book, tell us a bit more about the story. I mean, how it unfolds, what exactly it is about, not
Okay. Yeah,
not
no,
the
no
mystery part.
spoilers.
Of
Yeah.
course not.
So the story opens with the murder of just a regular middle class, typical Indian man, a typical
Okay.
patriarchal Indian man. And the body is discovered by somebody outside the family, and it leads to this whole cascade of events that is brought about by one simple misunderstanding and one simple enmity.
Okay.
And it also follows how quick, like for example, if there's a murder that happens in a building,
Oh.
the people that talk about it the most will be everybody in the building. It's not going to be the journalists.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the media. It's going to be everybody in the building.
Yeah.
So even if it doesn't become national news, it's still going to be everybody in the building talking about it.
Yeah.
So how all of that affects whoever could be the accused.
Ah.
And on the other side of the country, not other side, in the middle of the country, let's say, in Mumbai, Pooja Reddy is a actress who's had a very big hit, and she's now married to the producer of her first film. But she gets caught, as you read from the back, she gets caught with the actor of her first film
Yeah.
at a hotel.
Yeah.
And this scandal erupts to a different level. And she's now stuck at home because her husband says it's better for you to stay at home, not go out right now till the news dies down. And while she's at home, she starts following this murder on TV.
Yeah.
And she's like, she leaves and she's like, I'm going to do something that I can do to help. And I'm going to kind of solve this. I'm going to help this girl. I'm going to see what I can do. I'm going to involve myself in this to distract myself from my life.
Oh, okay.
That's how the two completely different worlds, a random middle class policeman and
an actress.
a big celebrity in Bollywood,
Yeah.
come together to. You have to read the book for
To
this.
solve the case
Yeah.
and find out the
Yeah,
accused.
maybe solve the case, whatever they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. I mean, really intriguing. As an actress, do you feel? I mean, I absolutely love the fact that in your book, the protagonist is a female. I mean, she's the one unveiling the truths or following the trail, whatever. But in our industry, do you feel that female characters are written as bold and as strong and as often as they should be, or there's some gap?
There has always been a gap. There has always been a gap. When you say our industry, do you mean the film industry?
Film
or
industry,
Film
yeah,
industry.
yeah. Because ultimately everything starts from a story, right? Everything, if you don't have a great story, you can't make a great series or a great film. So for writers specifically who are writing for films and series, still you think there's some bias between portraying female characters and portraying male characters? What do you think about that?
I still think that is there, although it is changing drastically. I feel like it's very obvious when men write women, because even though she is tough, and I feel like men go two ways: either she is completely emotionless and tough,
Yeah.
or she is a blanari who needs help from everybody,
Yeah,
but she's
only
the
two
protagonist.
extremes. I mean, somebody, if that person is so career driven, she has to be emotionally
Yeah,
unavailable.
yeah.
But
Or
if
she's completely weak, but she's the
Yeah.
good woman that everybody loves.
good at heart, but completely weak and in dire need of empowerment.
Yeah.
So, because a few days ago, I heard this interview. In that interview, Amir Khan said that, we write male characters or make male oriented films because we have the capacity to pull the audience in the theater and return the investment multifold to the producer. And but still, I think there's this bias to a large extent that because this has been happening for several years, it keeps on happening that women are there for a lot of glamour, but are not very intellectual. They don't get screen space that much, as much as the males they do. So how do you take this challenge and how do you build this character of this actress in your book?
I'll have to disagree a little bit with Amir Khan, respectfully, sir.
Yeah, I mean, we all
Senior,
should.
sir. Because when Hema Malini's movies were released, there was an insane crowd at the theaters
Yeah.
of mostly
Yeah.
male fans,
Yeah.
just for her face, just for her acting, just for her expressions. There are movies running just for Nayanthara in Tamil, just for Samantha. So, respectfully, it was there and it is coming back. Just because there was a brief period in between where women were not appreciated does not mean that that will remain so.
Yeah.
And I feel like there are a lot of women coming in the industry nowadays, and a lot of female audiences with spending power who can let their money talk
Yeah.
by going to female oriented films,
Yeah.
which we should do.
Absolutely.
We should watch the other films as well. We are not
Yeah.
going to stop watching them. I mean, let's be honest, there are a lot of good films.
True.
But I feel like this from a purely industry person point of view, but I feel like since women have the spending power, we do have a choice in what we allow to succeed.
But do you believe as writers you're pressurized into writing
Yes.
characters that are, more sellable?
Yes, we are. But the thing is, every ad has a woman because a woman is saleable.
Yeah.
So I feel like, I mean, a woman's mental strength can also be saleable. A woman's story can also be saleable. It doesn't just have to be how she looks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I think that's more in our hands. But yes, you are right. We have been pushed a lot. I've heard so many script writers in my industry be like, okay, they want so many heroes don't agree to this with this story of mine because the female character might overshadow him.
Yeah.
That happens a lot in my industry. So yeah, it is unfortunately true. But I think it's changing because there are a lot of female directors also coming up. A lot of female producers are also coming up. So I'm just very excited about the change that is, that's just looming. You can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But coming to your question, with this character, I feel like I've made her very, very authentic. And I'm not made her unbelievably powerful. I have barely made her powerful. I've barely made any of these characters powerful. Nobody's larger than life.
Yeah.
Every single character that I've written about, except maybe the villain. Hopefully you don't encounter anybody like the villains. But everybody written in this is extremely relatable. And somebody you can just, either you know them or you are them in terms of personality. So I feel like I have, rather than selling them to pull a crowd, I've written them in a way, written Pooja, the character, in a way that is so relatable that you can't help but want to know more.
Yeah.
I hope I've done that. That's what I was aiming to do. But
Absolutely. And you yourself being an actress, you have gone through that. I mean, not the scandalous experience, but the whole experience of being a known personality or a popular personality.
Yeah.
So that helped you build that character.
Yeah,
more.
it definitely. And witnessing a lot of my colleagues go through all of these constant paparazzi pictures wherever they go, and especially those who have entered Bollywood, because it's not so much an issue down south. But in Bollywood, everywhere you go to the gym, there's a bunch of pictures of you. You go to the grocery shop, there's a bunch of pictures. I'm like, मैं प्याज खरीदने के लिए आई थी. What the hell is this? Like, I don't understand
Airport
this.
fashion.
Yeah,
We
I'm
have
like,
whole section
if
on
you
that.
see me come from the airport, you'll be like, where is the fashion? I'm like, I'm wearing a giant hoodie and loose jeans. Like, there is no fashion here. But yeah, seeing all of that, and sometimes you can see them forcing a smile, and then they turn away and they're irritated.
Yeah.
Like in the pictures, you can't see the irritation, but some fan would have grabbed a video. And there you can see their irritation, but they have to keep a smile on.
Yeah.
So seeing all of that, I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, this is very relatable. Not for me. I mean, I'm not Samantha, but just saying.
So, coming to your process as a writer, how was it? I mean, a lot of authors that I interacted with, especially about their first book, and it says right on the first page in your book that there was a lot of procrastination.
Yeah.
So, how did that end basically, or was there a writer's block or something?
Rather than writer's block, I experience what I like to call squirrel syndrome, where I get distracted by the next thing very easily. So I started this book in 2016, and then I got bored and stopped.
That was a long time.
Yeah, I just got bored and stopped. I was like, okay, enough. I'm tired of these characters. I got bored. And then I wrote something else, and then I wrote a script, and then I wrote something else, and then I wrote a book of poetry, and then I wrote another script. And then during lockdown, I was refusing to shoot during lockdown because I have a lot of senior citizens in my family with the diabetes and health issues. So I was like, no, I don't know when this is going to end. I'm not going to go out for shoot right now. And I decided to try to take up a corporate job. And I have no idea how people do this job. It is so emotionally draining. And the entire day I was just sitting at my desk like, yes sir, yes, I'll get it done sir, yes of course sir, and then waiting for somebody else to get their stuff ready and give it to me, so that I can do my job. I'm like, I was like, how have people not gone nuts doing this? It takes a certain immense mental strength to actually do a corporate job and not get bored.
Yeah.
So I got bored, and I started writing this book again. I just
Okay.
rewrote the whole book in that entire COVID period. I was like, no,
I think it's more about having different personality. I mean, some people who enjoy stability, having like a work desk, a routine, they would prefer having that. And somebody as adventurous as you, I think
Yeah.
you're always keen to explore new things. So
yeah, yeah. But
maybe
acting each day it's a different location. So each day you
Yeah,
meet new
yeah.
people. I'm just sitting on my computer staring at the camera. I'm like, hello, hello, yes, good morning, yes, yes, good morning to you also. The next person who's joined the Zoom call. Yeah, I could not.
Okay.
But I feel like a lot of my frustration was taken out in the murder in my story. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a that's a great insight. So, as an author, you said you procrastinated, but then you had lot of small things written in different like scripts and poetry and stuff. So, are you planning to stick to this genre, or you are planning to explore more and write or experiment with different kinds of writing?
I think by now you know exactly how quickly I get bored of things. So I will most likely explore a lot of genres, but I kind of have developed a fondness for Pooja and Inspector Rakesh. So even though they may not be together in the next story, they may, you never know.
Yeah.
But I am hoping that this one is very successful so that I can finish the half-written book that I have for the next one. So
Far,
yeah.
how was the? I mean, any reactions that you particularly loved, and they're with you.
I have a
about the
lot
book?
of non-readers, not friends, more like, when I posted about the book and my friends shared it, their friends have been like, oh, okay, so I've heard of this, I know this actor, let me see what they've written. And a lot of non-readers have finished the book in a couple of days.
Oh.
So for me, that was like, okay. I basically wanted to make the book, the thing you said about Lee Child and and Agatha Christie, and for me Perry Mason and quite a few other authors, the thing that I like the most about them and what makes them so successful is that their writing is very accessible.
Yeah.
You don't need to be like a what is that, like a literature, you don't have to have like an
It's
MA
not
in it.
very
Yeah,
heavy.
it's not very heavy, it's not
Yeah.
very, the words are not something that you'll have to look up a dictionary for. So I made it as accessible as possible while keeping it authentic and genuine.
So anybody traveling to the US, please carry the book, and you can finish it in one flight, maybe.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, so I've done that, and when they said that, okay, I don't usually read, but I finished this book in like 2 days, I was like, okay, good, I at least managed to do exactly what I set out to do, which
The
is make
story
it, yeah,
itself keeps you hooked.
yeah,
I mean,
without making it difficult to read.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
so I'm very happy about that. That is the best thing that I've heard so far.
Absolutely wonderful. I mean, after listening to all of this, I'm sure a lot of them must be excited, curious to grab the book, grab their copy, get it signed from the author, and read it. So coming back to your, adventurous personality. So you are into modeling, acting now, writing. Are you planning to venturing into direction or production with the same story, maybe?
If this story does get picked up, I think we're hoping it gets picked up, but
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. If it does get picked up, I don't think I will be directing it, because honestly, I don't think I'll be able to let go of even a single portion, because I've already edited 80,000 words out of it.
Oh, God.
I don't think I can edit it out of a script, but I would like to be involved in that. But I am writing a script that I hope to eventually direct.
Okay.
But that is a completely different genre. That's a comedy.
Oh,
So yeah.
okay.
Fingers
That's
crossed.
very diverse from.
Yeah. No, I do enjoy a good comedy, especially a
Okay.
dark comedy. I really do enjoy a dark comedy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, is there like a particular author that you like to read, or particular series or movie that you really enjoy with dark comedy? Or
I think in general, there's Black Books, which a lot of British comedy essentially.
British comedy
Yeah, so
especially.
I pretty much anything from that tiny island, they have a good sense of humor. Yeah, but they also have a lot of our stuff, but they have good sense of humor as well. Yeah. So I think specifically I do tend to watch a lot of dark comedy from there. Germany also does a lot of good dark comedy. But yeah.
Germany has a very
Yeah.
dark history also.
Yeah. I think that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds dark
You need to
humor.
justify it to yourself. Yeah.
Any cult classics that you follow? Like for comedies, I think The Office is a very cult classic or cult favorite
Fleabag.
series.
For me, Fleabag. I
Oh,
enjoy
okay,
Fleabag.
Fleabag.
But if you look specifically in Tamil, there are a lot of older Tamil films that are you may not know, but they are very funny. I think there's a dubbed version of this is the one of the best Tamil comedy films. It's Kamal Hassan.
Okay.
It's brilliant. It's called Panchatantiram. It is one of the most wonderful films. I think I've rewatched it more than 20 times. Yeah, it's yeah. Panchatantiram. Panchatantiram, yeah.
Okay.
It's probably available in most streaming platforms, I think. I'll tell you, I'll just check and tell you where it's available. But there should be a dubbing version now. I think
Okay.
because of the OTTs, there's a lot of dubbed versions.
Yeah.
So it should be very accessible. Although the comedy is very specific to the language. So you may have to watch along with subtitles. Z5. Okay, it's on Z5. Thank you.
That was quick.
Yeah.
Right. Is this your first visit to Nagpur?
It is.
It is.
It is. And I'm very excited. I feel like it feels very familiar. Like I've been to Mumbai a lot, but it does feel very familiar. I feel like, okay, I'll be comfortable. I've been feeling comfortable.
Nagpur has that very small city, small yet lovely people, loving people, very warm.
Yeah.
That it's very charming city though. So we have I think 10 more minutes to go. If we have any questions from the audience, we'll take them. Yes.
Hi, good evening. So my question is that you are a public figure and you do modeling and you're an actress. So does it help you in making your book more available to the people compared to other authors who are not public figure?
That is a good question. Yes, I am a public figure, but I am only now coming on Instagram and all, which is a completely different level of work that I didn't expect. But I have got wider reach in terms of letting it be known that I've written a book and that it's available. But I think I'm going to have to up my Instagram game to make it more successful that way. Yeah.
Okay, you've said that you read also a lot of these stories. So, what is the one commonality that you have came across in all these villain characters or the criminal mindset that they have? And is it? I just wanted to ask, is it all male? Mostly males are committing crime, or do we need more feminism there?
I do think that there are some female serial killers who are coming up, I think. So we are women in male-dominated fields, I agree totally. But if we watch the news, unfortunately, right now it's more males committing crimes, looking at stats. I'm saying unfortunately, no, the women shouldn't be criminals. Okay, no, I take that back. There should be less crimes. More crime books, less crimes. Yeah. I feel like the most common thing is a very simple answer, but if you think about it a lot, it is ring true, is that they can't take no for an answer. They want what they can't have. Yeah, that's the only commonality.
In the industry, how do you deal with male chauvinism? Because there's a lot of that in every industry, but particularly since this is a very visible medium, we come to know a lot about this. So how do you deal with that kind of an outlook where, your colleagues look at you differently, or where they want to chop your role, or probably just chauvinism in your face kind of thing?
Okay, so if I answer this question, please edit out this part when you're posting this video, because it'll reveal my trick. I pretend I don't understand what they're doing and ask them to explain, and they apologize.
Very nice.
Yeah. But don't post that part. I have to continue doing for the next 10 years.
Thank you. Hi, good
Hi,
evening.
good evening.
So that was pleasant listening to you all the while. But
Thank
one
you.
question is that me as a person is someone who'll stick to a restaurant for 2, 3, 5 years if I like the food from that particular place.
Yeah.
And I'll not go out experimenting, exploring much. But you jumping from criminal to comedy and what not and so on, so forth, so further. So how is that you're channelizing your brain so much into different kinds of, under the different umbrellas each time, every time? So I'd like to understand how's your approach towards that kind of an exploration.
I okay. This is it's an interesting question. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
I didn't think of it. It's just that I get bored easily. That's the only answer. I get bored really easily, and I think that I don't think I would have been bored this easily had I not been an actor. It is just that in the Tamil industry, something I've heard about the Hindi industry is that films go on for a long time. But in the Tamil industry, most of the films that I've done, specifically the ones that have won national awards and all, they're shot in 30 days. It's just done in like a month. And since I'm an actor, I'm only involved in like 10 days of pre-production and then 15 days of post-production. So it's just maybe 45, 55 days of that's it. So for me, after that, I am so used to having a change that I feel like, you know how the younger generation now with their Instagram scrolling, they don't have a very good attention span anymore. I feel like my attention span is 2 months. So, yeah, I'm trying to change that because I'm entering Telugu and the films take a lot longer there. So I'm trying to change that. But I feel like that has had a very big impact in how I view things, because after a certain point, I feel like it's saturated for me. I feel like once I feel like I've done something well, I'm like, okay, what's the next thing that I can learn, that I can do? So, yeah.
On that similar note, like, don't people take this as like, I'd like to understand from you,
Yeah.
I don't have an opinion about that. But then they also say that having no consistency is a very, it's somewhere lacking in the personality, and then they judge it very negatively. So consistency and this approach, I mean, of course, I love exploring like the way you are or something like that. But then again, consistency comes into picture. So how would you elaborate on that?
I think I've been very lucky in the sense that a lot of people in my industry are very similar to me. So they don't really judge me for that. And I'd rather have a life filled with variety than have a bland life just for the sake of consistency. Because when I am 80 and hopefully not that long, when I'm 70 and about to die, I don't want to think back and be like, oh, they thought I was consistent. I'm so proud of that. I don't want to think of they at all. I want to think of me, and I want to think of my family. And I think my family enjoys my various escapades because I keep entertaining them with it. So I feel like at least I'm not boring.
That you are not. I mean, and it's good. 80 is a good age. Okay. I mean, as
I see when I hit 30, I sprained my ankle and it's still paining. Like for 5 years, it's been paining. So I don't want to risk 80.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
What is the general perception of the South Indian? I mean, a perception of Bollywood, like the Mumbai industry. What is the general perception? What perception do the South Indian industry have about? Like they laugh about it or scorn it, or
It's actually not negative. That's just a lot of the common memes and stuff that you find. No, it's not negative at all, because a lot of the people who are there in the southern industry, they also cross work over there. There are a lot of same cinematographers, same editors. For example, one of my friends, he's a brilliant editor. He's worked in a couple of Hindi films. A lot of producers are similar. A lot of distributors are similar. So within the industry, the emotions aren't negative. It's just like, okay, we'll go there, we'll do this, we'll do that. That's it. But as you see, outside the industry is where the negative emotions come from, especially with, of late, few actors have been doing a lot of remakes from the South. And I think that is the main reason, because a lot of them feel like, you guys used to make good original content, kya hua? That is the only thing.
but actually good content was, or maybe still coming from this.
It is still coming, but a lot of the bigger actors are taking a lot of content from here, because I don't see that as a negative thing, because I feel like we are also being appreciated.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like people are enjoying and appreciating South Indian movies so much. Like since the dubbing is happening, there's like a big cult of North Indians totally following South Indian.
Especially Malayalam industry is getting like, and Telugu, the bigger films like Bahubali and all is getting like a raging amount of fans. But the industry itself doesn't look at the North with scorn. We generally don't. We're like, okay, yeah. That's we may look at the way people in Mumbai make our dosais with scorn, but apart from that, no, there's no scorn at all. I'll have to improve my Hindi. I right now only know enough Hindi to bargain while I'm shopping on like Hill Road or like whatever. But I am hoping to come to the North. I am writing a script that would be adaptable to both the North and the South. But my sister, who is from Bombay, is scolding me every time I make a mistake in Hindi, so I'm learning. I am learning. So hopefully it happens.
Is it really difficult to get the Hindi accent? I mean, if you're Tamil or Telugu or Malayalam, is it really difficult to improve your Hindi? I mean, is there a language barrier?
See, there is no language barrier. मुझे बस एक प्रॉब्लम है कि मुझे हिंदी में सोचना नहीं आती है. मैं ट्रांसलेट करती हूँ और दैट वो जेंडर वाला थिंग आई हैव द सेम प्रॉब्लम. दैट इज द मेन रीजन आई गॉट लेस मार्क्स इन फ्रेंच इन स्कूल. आई एम लाइक वेट ये टेबल फीमेल है या मेल है मुझे पता नहीं है. दैट वाज सो कंफ्यूजिंग फॉर मी एंड आई हाँ अच्छा like that is a big issue for me when it comes to the biggest issue I have is the gender thing. So I'm also learning Spanish right now. Like for 1 month I've been learning Spanish because one of my friends is Spanish and I like the way it sounds like with the rolling R's. And I gave up after 1 month because of the female male thing. The gendering is it was so confusing. But no, the pronunciation isn't a problem. I think the biggest problem is a lot of South Indians, especially Tamil, there's a h that comes. Like even with my name, they say Vasundhara. It's Vasundhara. A lot of North Indians, Telugu people, Malayalis, Kannadigas, they pronounce it very correctly. But I'm sure that a lot of you guys cannot say R. R. Yeah, but
then Vasundhara works in Hindi also.
yeah, it is a Hindi word. It's a Sanskrit name.
That R sound in Tamil and
Yeah, Tamil and Malayalam, very similar. Yeah, but a lot of other places they cannot say R correctly. So I feel like there's a wealth of pronunciations in the Indian language, and I feel like learning it would be exciting.
a fun activity here. Yeah. Are there any more questions? No. So before we wrap up, I just have 2 questions that
Yeah.
we celebrated Women's Day, and International Women's Day had theme like rights, equality, and empowerment this year. That was this year's theme. So just one question, and then we'll go. We'll do one fun activity.
You had mentioned this.
Yeah. So what, according to you, is empowerment? Truly empowerment for women? I mean, coming from a very creative field, creative industry. So for your industry, what do you see as real empowerment for women?
This is the bare minimum, but it would be nice to have an equal amount of women on set as men, and not just in the costume department. It would be great. I would love to see more female cinematographers. I would love to see more female editors.
Yeah.
And I would love it if there were more female stunt women, stunt directors. It's just, we need more women in every field for it to be, rather than being like, okay, she's a woman, let's hire her for the sake of diversity. I want her to be the natural choice because she's good at it, and there is no bias against it because she's a woman.
Yeah.
That is what I would consider for my industry specifically, being a woman.
That is, I think that's need of the hour. So, really great. And before we wrap up, I have a small activity planned for you. So I'm going to give you some really fun Hindi words.
Okay.
And you have to.
If I don't understand, you have to tell me.
Yeah, of course, I'll tell you the meaning.
Because I didn't understand what 20 rupees was when I was trying to buy chai in the on the way today. Yeah.
So I'll give you some fun Hindi words, and you have to tell me similar Tamil words for that. I mean, not exactly translate, but the words that give the same vibe. Yeah.
Okay.
So in Nagpuri Hindi, we have this very common and popular word called mahol.
Okay.
So if something is top notch, something is giving great vibes, like the conversation or this place or this event was mahol.
Masark.
Masark.
Mas.
Okay. Another word we have in Nagpur, I think we use that a lot, is like bindas.
Chill.
Chill, very carefree kind of thing.
I don't think there's a chill. Hey, there's no actual word for bindas. They just say "Machani chill panna." Like this
Chill
is a
panna.
sentence. they say that. But
How do you say that?
if I'm telling a bro, I'll be like "Machan chill panra."
Chill pandra.
Yeah, like I wouldn't say ra if they're older than me, but yeah.
Okay. Another word, I think, dhamakedar. क्या धमाकेदार performance था, like it was grand, mind blowing.
Getta.
Getta.
They say getta வேற level. The way they say it, வேற level. It's just a lot of English is there.
Yeah.
But if they say it's a different, like a whole other way of like unexpectedly good performance, it'll be like வேற level, which is what I use a lot. But the more common word would be get up until, like if you did very like bomb, like
Nice.
get is the word, yeah.
Another very funny word in Hindi is fattu. Somebody who's scared easily, like scared of anything and scared easily. Fattu. बहुत fattu है.
There's a more the very old word is kora, like a coward. But thoda nadangi is the word, like you're so scared your thighs are shaking, your legs start shaking. So thoda nadangi.
Thoda nadagi.
Todai is nadangi is trembling. So yeah, that's going to be very hard to pronounce. Yeah, that's
Thoda
gonna be hard.
nadangi.
Yeah.
Okay, and if like you want to say someone that you're looking.
There's a lot of words for that. There's a lot of words for
Superb,
that.
like your go-to word for telling someone you're looking stunning.
Flat item is what I say.
You're looking like in Nagpuri Hindi. There's very, I don't know, slang word. They say you're looking mal.
Isn't mal for like goods?
Yes.
Oh. No. She's shocked. No, it's okay. The first words we always done are the bad ones. So yeah. No. They say takkara aranda, but that's more of an older thing. But if, like, for example, if you take song lyrics, and the ponna pathona flat item. There's like the moment I saw her, I became flat.
Flat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. That was lovely, and it was lovely to interact with you.
I have one question.
Yeah.
What is the word you use when you're really angry and you're driving and you don't want to scold anybody, but if your window is open and they hear it, it's a problem?
I think here we'll have to say beep, beep, beep.
Okay. But tell me later. Yeah. Also tell me the meaning.
Or the very sober word that we can use on stage could be Bevkoof.
That is the most normal.
Yeah, Bevkoof.
Like that's what teachers
But
say
honestly,
in school.
nobody says that.
Yeah. Like I know worse words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank
Tell
you
me
so
later.
much, and thanks a lot to Priyanka and Parveen. Please put your hands together for them.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
Thank
and
you
Jyoti's
so
not
much
here,
for
but
lovely
yeah, thanks to her
evening,
as well.
and thank you for having us.
I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for this lovely, like I said, young blood. So very, very sparking conversation that we had. And I take this opportunity to thank our sponsors again, Radisson Blu Nagpur, Lokmat, our media partner, and Ehsaas Women of Nagpur, Monica Bhagwagar, Jyotika Kapoor, Parveen Tuli, and me, Priyanka Kothari, and this lovely, lovely, lovely audience. So now I would like to invite Ms. Payal to please felicitate the guest and the conversationalist. Thank you so much.
It's very cute. I like this.
So we do this interstate this felicitation. We do this the different states going to different places for the awareness. So I would request all the audience to come and get their books signed one by one.